Let's give it another round of applause for Juneteenth and our black people. Let's go. Let's go. That's my mom, y'all. That's my mama. That's my mom. So I want to bring up a special woman that has risen through a lot with what's going on as a nation, but also what's going on here in our community. And D&I is a big word, right? It's an acronym, but diversity, equity, and inclusion is in our community's language. I think the question is, how do we get it more into the action of the people? And so she's been doing an amazing job of trying to make that transition, not only allowing us to have a DE&I statement, right? But how do we have a DE&I policy within our community, an equity policy? So let's give it up for President Skaman. Let's go.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you to everybody who is here today. I would like to start by expressing my deepest gratitude to every person here to celebrate Juneteenth. I am grateful to our community leaders who give of themselves year after year to ensure this day is honored properly. To our staff for supporting us always. Celebrating Black excellence and coming together as one community is the guidance needed for a future that empowers all people to thrive. Starting with the truth of our nation's history and working together to address the systemic racism that continues to permeate every level of our society. Forbidding access to opportunity, safety, and wealth of Black people otherwise afforded to white people in particular. Annually, since leaders in our community have led on Juneteenth, we have been reading a proclamation that I was proud to work with Wanda Griffin on writing. On June 19th of 1865, Union Major General Gordon Granger landed at Galveston, Texas, with news that the American Civil War had ended 2.5 years prior with the signing of President Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation on January 1, 1863, and that the enslaved are now free. And whereas Texas was the last state to accept an equality of rights and rights of property between former masters and enslaved persons, and connection heretofore existing between them becomes that between employer and hired laborer. Many former enslaved persons left the plantations of Texas to embrace freedom and seek out family in Louisiana, Arkansas, and Oklahoma, and settled into these new areas as free people, brought on new realities and the challenges of establishing a non-existent status for Black people in America for President Lincoln's successor, Andrew Johnson, overturned the order that had provided 40,000 freed men with 400,000 acres of land entitled to them and provided it to the very planters that had declared war on the United States years prior. Recounting the memories of that great day in June of 1865 would serve as motivation as well as a release from the growing pressures encountered in their new territory. The celebration of June 19th was coined Juneteenth as a celebration for assuring each other for prayer, for recounting the past, and for some, an annual pilgrimage back to Galveston for that date. Juneteenth today celebrates Black freedom and achievement as it takes on a more national, symbolic, and even global perspective, recognizing that decades and centuries of systemic racism have permeated every aspect of our nation's history, effectively forbidding the growth of Black wealth and recurring the active dismantling of these systems and investment in Black lives. The events of 1865 in Texas are not forgotten, for all roots tie back to that fertile soil from which a national day of pride is growing, despite anything coming from our national government today. We have continued to make mistakes as a community and a nation, but your commitment and love for one another continues to give me hope and gratitude. Our resilience is evident in our spirit. We will continue to fight for what is right. I appreciate you for holding me accountable and for working with me and your elected Board of Trustees with the goal of providing for our community so that all have what is needed to live and thrive. I'd also like to thank, I saw Commissioner Tara Stamps and Trustee Enya for their leadership in our community and beyond to ensure that we are well positioned to persevere anything that comes our way. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much, Chris. Thank you, President Skaman. Thank you for everybody else that came out. I am Tara Stamps, Cook County Commissioner of the 1st District, and Oak Park, I am happy to say, is exclusively in the 1st District. I don't have to share you all with anyone. And I love that for me. But I want to say, this, until everyone is free, none of us is free. And what we are experiencing right now in this yet-to-be United States of America is an indictment upon our country and our countrymen. And so it requires radical solidarity. It requires for us to be in partnership and to practice and protect and uplift people and entities and organizations you never thought you had anything linked with, because the current environment requires that the only way that we can go forward is together. And so I want to say, I want you all to remember back that what Juneteenth is really about is America's continuing nature to be dishonest to Black folk, to not tell us the truth, to keep us enslaved, keep us churning at the wheel of their capitalism, and to continue to make more money. But we must break the chains of bondage. We must break them off our bodies, and we must break them off our minds, because we want our children and our children's children to live in their full humanity. And that work begins with us, and that work begins today. So thank you all so much. Enjoy this beautiful weather and have an amazing Juneteenth.
All right, if Cherie could come up, Cherie Clay. Here she is. So Cherie's gonna sing the Black National Anthem, and then we are going to, after she's done, we're gonna walk down here, ushered by Wanta Griffin, as well as some of the other members that will be raising the flag, and the flag's right down there, so I'll let you kill it.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present have brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Thank you.
You are from the ages of 3 to 10. Raise your hand. If you're 3 years old to 10 years old? Raise your hand. Okay, I see some hands. All right, over there. All right, 11 through 20. Now, y'all got to stand up. Y'all got to stand. Y'all got legs. Stand up. 11 through 20. Stand up. All right, sit down. 21 through, I'm going to go easy, through 41. 21 through 41. Stand up. 21 through 41. Stand up. Hey, you got to squat if you're not 21 through. I see a lot of y'all standing. Squat. All right. 42 through, you don't got to stand up. We know we're getting a little up there. So I'm just playing. 42 through 65. Hands up or stand up. Let's go. All right. We got a 10-mile walker over here. Let's go. Hey, I'll come out. You know I will. I got this Nito has been, all right. Sorry, I skipped some ages there. My mom's glaring me down like, what is he going to say next? No, listen, we're trying to see what we're working with here. All right, 66 and over. Raise your hand, stand up. Let's go. The point of that is we have a lot of generations in here, you all, of different backgrounds. And sometimes we forget who's listening and who's watching. And I think it's very important that we always understand that there's someone looking up to us and there's someone that we could pull up. So no matter what age you are, no matter what race you are, no matter what religion you are, you have an obligation to lead. Be a leader. Lead people the right way. Lead people that may not be going the right way in the right direction. But no matter what generation you are, no matter where you're from, we have that obligation. All right. Love y'all. So let's bring Ms. Wanta up because Ms. Wanta is a pillar in this community. Let's give it a round of applause. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it. I need more of a round of applause. I know it's hot out. So she is going to tell about the Jubilee contest that she has hosted second year in a row? Second year in a row. And introduce you to her winners, and hopefully we'll get to hear them say some words.
Yes, we will. Good evening, everyone. So I'm coming to you today because I am the artistic director of Ashe Productions, and what Ashe does is that we create programming, multicultural programming in the village where there are gaps, and we know there are lots of gaps to fill. And so we try to fill those shoes of not just African American programming, but anyone who needs programming in the village. We pretty much come in and assist. But we also like to create platforms for our youth to perform and to showcase and find their voice. So Ashe Productions has hosted Jubilee Speaks, which is a oratorical essay contest for high school, elementary, and middle school. And this year, oddly enough, we did not have other applicants, just our middle school applicants. We had 4 middle school applicants, and of the 4, we have 3 winners with us here today. And so I will introduce them to you because they have a message and a word for you today. But our first winner is Nene Waffle. And I really want to thank the community for everything that's in these bags. This community is an awesome community. You guys always come through for all of the events, and this bag is a blessing from not just me in the village, but from your entire village embraces you today. Our next first place winner is, Nene, stay here. Our next first place winner is Ivan Wells. So on the way to the contest, I saw this young man walking with his speech and kind of talking to himself on the way. And I was like, I wonder where he's going. And then he ended up at Kinfolk Collab auditioning for the contest. Our second place winner is Mr. Paul Gage. And so we'll go ladies first and allow Ms. Nene Waffle to say her speech. You guys can stay right there.
We, as human beings, are all afraid of things. If you put a child with a fear of the dark in a dark room and tell them there's nothing there, it won't make the room any brighter. Just because you can't see what I'm afraid of doesn't mean that you or anyone else can diminish that fear. I am the only one who can decide how real it is. We as a people celebrate the freedom that we now have and look back on the horrors that once were. But seldom do we put ourselves in another's shoes to experience what happened. Juneteenth should be celebrated not only to acknowledge those who fell victim to slavery, the hundreds who felt exiled in their own land, but go deeper than that. That is my hope, to relive the fears and the faith, and do anything we can to mend those wounds, is to create a positive change. The Juneteenth holiday is proof that we have made progress. Most people already celebrate it. We're at the home stretch. All we need is the last few people, a last little push, until marginalized groups no longer have to be called marginalized. I have faith and trust that when we all recognize and celebrate Juneteenth, we can realize our fears together. This is when we can finally and truly be equals. For me, I believe that celebrating Juneteenth is so important because we are able to apply the knowledge that we've learned in school and make it applicable to our everyday lives. My own contribution to celebrating Juneteenth is through speaking, spreading awareness about what I feel is important. I believe that when I use my words, I am able to create a positive change. I know that I'll continue to practice this throughout my entire life. I hope my words ring true to you today, and I hope they'll stay with you for years to come. Thank you.
My name is Evan Wells, and we are here to celebrate an important day today. We should celebrate Juneteenth for 3 different reasons. First, Juneteenth celebrates the people who fought for a better future, not just for themselves, and for their families and descendants. These people made the change that they wanted to see in the world, and their efforts have not gone unnoticed. Although we still face challenges and prejudice today, we have to remember the future that our ancestors fought and died for, and continuing to make a positive change. Our ancestors fought what was right, teaching us that we should never be afraid to speak out against hate and injustice. They fought for freedom and they fought for us. My second reason is we would not have common everyday items that we all use on a daily basis. Without the liberation of African Americans, we would not have had such essential items such as ironing boards, sprinkler systems, and the first ever home security system. All these important inventions by African Americans were innovative and ahead of their time, making life easier for all people. The third reason, and definitely not the last, just as we celebrate the 4th of July, we must all celebrate Juneteenth. Think about it this way. The 4th of July is a large celebration because of the fact that America won its independence from Britain, and we all celebrate every year as a national holiday. And now the same is true for Juneteenth. We are now at the 160th anniversary of the liberation of African Americans being freed from their oppressors and no longer living life as objects, but as citizens who have innovative ideas and have inspired us all. This is a powerful day that we must all celebrate. I believe as a 13-year-old, I celebrate Juneteenth because it shows me what is possible. It shows me that I should not be afraid to face any challenge that life may bring. And celebrating Juneteenth encouraged me to never stop fighting for what I believe in. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Paul Gage, and I'm excited to give this speech. Every person is unique, yet many are defined by labels and stereotypes they never chose. These labels can shape lives in profound ways. Whilst many of these stereotypes have become frowned upon, they are still there written in invisible ink. They are still there in the shadows. Racism is not a new issue and is an issue. So why do these labels persist? Why don't people want it to adapt? Is it because they don't understand change or want it? Or is it because they are scared? Racism has been present in the US for a while. And while we have improved, there is still a lot of work to be done before the world is a safe space for everyone, regardless of the color of their skin. Some people have already decided on how they want to view the world. If you think one thing your whole life and suddenly the world is telling you another thing, that can be hard for some people and that can be scary. However, in order for real change to occur in the world, we must all commit to stepping out of our comfort zones and embracing open-mindedness. Change can be scary, but it also can be necessary. Remember that poem you used to tell me by Gil Scott? Now, more than ever, all the family must be together. Every brother, everywhere, feels the time is in the air. Common blood flows through common veins. In the common eyes, all must see the same. Now, more than ever, all the family must be together. You told me that to remind me that we have to stick together because we are all human. The best thing we can do for ourselves is to try to remember our history and try every day with untiring haste to make the world a more equal place for all. This is why all must celebrate Juneteenth. Juneteenth celebrates the emancipation of the enslaved people and recognizes the ongoing fight for racial equity. I know that as I head into my future, I want to continue to use my words for good. We all must learn how to work together to speak out, but also to listen to one another. Thank you.
Let's hear it one more time for Jubilee Speaks. Thank you so much.
I wish I could speak that good. That was dope, y'all. That was good. So next up, we have a young gentleman that has been doing just amazing things around culture and creativity in this community. I had the pleasure of meeting Hassani a couple of years ago. He was briefly part of our program. For those of you all that don't know, I run a nonprofit called Your Passion First. So we do mentoring and coaching for youth 11 to 24. But Hassani was a part of our program, and we did a mural down in, where were we? We were in somewhere. It was a dope mural. But I got a chance to really meet him and see his artwork. And if you have not seen his artwork, I don't think you'll get to see that tonight, but you will get to see a piece of his amazingness through his drumming. And he has a lot of talents. And so I'm honored to bring him up here. You will feel his energy. You will understand why we continue to bring him back year after year. So I'm honored to bring him up. Come on up, Hassan.
Again, my name is Hassani Cannon, born and raised in Oak Park. My mother is Donna Callender. She is a prominent African Caribbean dance teacher. She is the originator of Kuumba Kids. If you were in Kuumba Kids, please stand up. So as you guys can see, I've been doing this for a very, very long time. 25 only, you know, so we got a lot more years to go. But before I leave, I would do you guys an injustice before telling you guys where this drum comes from, because this is very crucial as we move forward into the future. So, does anyone know where the djembe comes from? And please do not say Africa. We all know. I get it. We all know. Let's say what region of Africa? Region, northwest, south? Yes. Where in West Africa? Who said Mali? Okay. Repeat after me. West Africa? Mali. This is where the djembe comes from. It specifically comes from, sorry, my bad. I gave you a little bit of incorrect information. It is Guinea, West Africa, my bad. And the people who created it are Malinke people. Malinke. They are a West African ethnic group within Guinea, West Africa. That's a lot of West Africa. And this drum means to bring people together. This drum means? All right. This is the first cellular communicative device. Before we had cell phones, before we had mail, a drummer or a group of drummers, depending on the rhythm, depending on the time and the place, would communicate when the rain was gonna fall, someone's gonna get married, someone passed away, you know, a lot of different ceremonies and different initiations. But especially when the transatlantic slave trade was happening, drummers were banned because of how powerful this communication tool was. This is what powered revolutions. This is what powered uprisings, and it will continue to do so long as the people hear it. All right? So what is this drum called? Djembe. I know we can be a little faster than that. What is this drum called? Djembe. Where is it from? Yes. From which peoples? Yes, excellent. Before I go, I am going to teach you a pattern that was taught to me that reminds me to play the djembe. All these rhythms represent different words and sayings within Malinke tongue. All right, I don't speak Malinke. I'm not there yet in my education, but I did learn a pattern that helps remind myself where this drum comes from. You know, so I'm gonna teach you guys a little bit. You guys can follow along by saying it with me. All right, you guys ready? I don't think y'all ready. Are we ready? Okay.
program states cultural storytelling performance. I don't know how much of a performance this is going to be, but I'm definitely going to tell you an incredible story if you're willing to listen. Now, if you're willing to listen, say, tell it. I'm going to tell it. Good evening, I'm Wanda Griffin. As most of you know, I grew up in this village a few blocks east of here, right where I stand today. I don't recall many cultural celebrations in the village when I was a child. That was in 1976 when we moved here. And certainly not anything celebrating Black liberation. Because of the tireless efforts of a community that demands to be the diverse, inclusive, social experiment that we Oak Parkers have branded ourselves to be, here we are. During Juneteenth, you may hear a lot of folks say, Black history is American history. And I've said that myself. And when you take a closer look and you draw back the curtains of history, you will find that the reverse is true. American history is Black history. And I'm gonna let you sit with that for a moment. American history is Black history. The wealth of America was built on the backs of the enslaved, highly skilled laborers. There is no America, not the way we have it today, without free labor. How many of you know it wasn't free? Now, if you want me to tell it, I'm gonna tell it. Do you want me to tell it? Say tell it. I'm gonna tell it. Enslaved Black Americans were the building block of the American economy. They produced cotton, rice, sugar, and tobacco valued well over the gross national product. The profits from Black labor were used to invest in land, stocks and bonds, railroads, banks, insurance companies. Black enslaved labor fueled the national economy and funded Western expansion. America was built on the backs of the enslaved and exploited Black Americans. And it's important to note that kidnapped Africans were highly skilled laborers. There were no trainings or colleges for them to attend. They came here with the knowledge to build, with the knowledge of agriculture. They would have to be at that level of building and agricultural labor expected of them in America. And from the pyramids of the Kushite kingdom of Nubia, to the White House, to the United States Capitol, to the Smithsonian Castle, Fort Sumter, Castillo de San Marcos, Mount Vernon, and many of the universities that we have today, they were all built by our enslaved ancestors. There is no America without Black enslaved labor. American history is Black history. Yes. Now see, I've told the story backwards. Black history didn't begin in bondage. Every February, most American history classes dedicate a small segment of a larger unit to teach Black history. And they always start with slavery. Mm-hmm. Some of us look at that history lesson and we take pride in the fact that we started from the bottom, now we're here. We aren't enslaved. We have nice homes and cars. We live in nice areas like Oak Park. And if you look at it from that perspective, well, you'd be correct. But what if I told you your history didn't start in chains, that Black people are ancient? What if I told you that we are the global majority, that the Moors ruled Europe for 700 years, that your African DNA ties you to the birthplace of humanity, and your African ancestors created civilization? What if teachers taught that in West Africa, Mansa Musa, the ninth Mansa of Mali Empire, is the richest person who ever lived, that his wealth was estimated to be $400 billion today. And y'all thought Elon had some money. We started at the top. We're rising, but we haven't arrived. And I say this because the dominant culture, or those who would seek to oppress us, they know who we are. They know who you are. And that is why some are working so hard to erase our history. If you believe that you are the descendants of kings and queens, you would demand more of yourself and of others. When you know who you are, no one can tell you who you are. There are no limits to what you can achieve because your ancestors removed all those barriers. But if your history begins with General Gordon Granger riding into Galveston, Texas, and issuing General Number 3 in 1865, you'll be looking for something outside of you or someone outside of you to save you for the rest of your life. Black people freed themselves. Although Gordon Granger rode into Galveston, the majority of the troops were led that he led were black. It was left to black soldiers to circulate and post the word that 250,000 formerly enslaved black Americans were free. This was a bold and courageous act. These people were threatened daily. It wasn't just decreed and everybody got up and left and moved up north and here we are. You can't free people with proclamations and decrees alone. There must be action. Black soldiers risked their lives to free their own people. And I want to leave you with this today. Please remember this. We are an ancient people. We are connected to something greater than ourselves and the continent of North America. We do not need, nor do we desire, permission from any government to celebrate Black liberation, Black love, and Black joy. We are not ashamed of the chains that our ancestors wore, but we are no longer bound by them. We are, and we know who we are. We are Black excellence rising. From our current state, we are rising, and no government, no president, no self-appointed king can hide our history and tell us who we are, because we will not be erased. And now that you know it, go and tell it. Thank you.
Sometimes you gotta hear the truth, right? All right, y'all. So, again, my name's Chris Thomas. I have had the honor and privilege of being the chair this year and co-chair last year of the planning committee. And so none of this is possible without the planning team. So if you have been a part of the planning team, if you could stand up, that would be amazing. If you have been a part of the planning team, stand up, give them a round of applause. You all, give them a round of applause. And then I want all of the volunteers to come up here. If you volunteered in any way, shape, and form for this event, whether planning committee, you call me and listen to me cry or any of that, come up here. Volunteers, come on up, come on up. Come on, come on, come on. All the volunteers, come on. I see some of y'all with volunteer name tags still, so come on, come on.
I'm the volunteer coordinator.
And to our volunteer lead, me and Belinda, we got into it. But you know what? I will take that any day for community. And we got into it because she's a strong woman and she demanded excellence for this.
Okay, yes, my name is Belinda Blue, and I'm a fellow Oak Parker, formerly a fellow River Forester. for 23 years, and I moved to Oak Park in 2016. My husband passed, my son went away to live in another state, so I came to Oak Park, and I am really enjoying myself in Oak Park. Oak Park is a great community. Let's give Oak Park our hand. So I am on the volunteer planning committee, and I am the volunteer coordinator. So I would like to introduce you to some wonderful people who volunteered for the flag raising today. And they can come up. And Tim, who is also on the volunteer committee, you can come over here, Tim. Tim is a teacher here in Oak Park, right? Everybody know you already.
Few of them do. A few of them might know me.
Okay. And I want to say this before. As you can see, there are a lot of women up here. Yeah, and it's Rito is the only man for volunteering today. And then for the cookout, we only have a few men. We need men volunteers. Okay, so I have a clipboard that you can fill this out, and it has all the community activities on here. There are about 14 of them, and the DEI department, and we work with Cassandra and Shalonda of the DEI department, and they are so overwhelmed. They have so much work to do. They do such an excellent job presenting and coordinating all these events. And we assisted them for the Juneteenth. There were 17 of us active members, planning members, and we really enjoyed working with them, and you will too. All you have to do is go over in that section where you see sign up to be a volunteer, and you can put your name, email, and phone number there, and mark whatever you might be interested in, what events, and we'll take it from there. We'll contact you and have some fun. Okay, so we have these gift bags that we put together for our volunteers, and they are full of all type of goodies. We have a thank you plaque, Juneteenth notepads, we have keychains, just a lot of stuff. So if you volunteer, you will get a bag like this too. Okay, so we're gonna call up Tracy. Are you here? This is Tracy McGee. And then we have, and we don't have all the bags up here, but your bags is in the middle table, and Tim has put your name under the bottom, so you'll know exactly what you have. Okay, then we have Kimberly Watkins. Hey, Kimberly, with the pretty glasses. Really agile there. Then we have Helen Little. Yay. These people, I feel like I know them. I've communicated with them throughout the few months that we've been planning, and we just got along so well. Okay, then we have Esther Dar Tafara. And we have Tyler Blackman. Tyler, where are you? I don't know where Tyler is. Okay, so then we have Doris Green. She's somewhere back there too. We have Julia, Maya. Come on up here. Yeah, this is Maya. She's really cool. All right, yep. So then we have Jasmine Mason. Rito. Where are you at, Rito? We need more men. We need more men. Let's go! Then we have Dorothy Walton. Yay, Dorothy. And Debbie Holiday. She's about to, that's one of my real friends. She's about to write a book. So she might be calling you all up for some interviews. That's Debbie. You too. Take care. And then we have Miss Loretta Blacksdale. You're not going to believe this. We graduated from high school together in 1970, what was it, 2?
I did not know that's a you.
Oh, no. She's a year older. She's 72. I'm 71. Ha, ha, ha.
No, that's wonderful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Take care.
You're great, that way.
Yeah. Then we have her granddaughter, Raya, who volunteered, youth. And then we have Vicky. That's Vicky. That's Debbie's sister with the pretty glasses. Oh. All right. Then we have 2 other volunteers. We have 2 other volunteers, and then we'll be finished. We have Abram and Yushima. Okay, right. So those are volunteers. Let's give them a big hand. They have done all the work here today. got here at 4:30, helped prepare everything, and they're going to be staying to help clean up everything. So they're just wonderful. We need them, and we need you. We need you to come and volunteer. So I'll be seeing you right over there at those tables, those 3 tables. Oh, and then we have to. And the planning committee members, Tracy, LaTanya, Tim, Jeffrey, are you all still in the house?
We'll find them.
Okay, so
We'll find 'em.
we'll talk to
We'll
you
find
later.
you. We're going to find y'all.
And thank you, Chris. Chris has been such a great chair. Yes, he is. Yep. Take care.
All right, you all. Thank you, and thank you to all the volunteers and chair members. What we want to do next is we want to do some awards to a couple people that have done some amazing work in this community. I am going to start with ladies first. Miss Dominique Hickman, will you please come up here? Please come up. Please come up. A lot of times they start talking before they get up, but I want her to get all her shine up here. So Dominique Hickman is currently, first of all, let me get Dominique Hickman is the Assistant Director of the Youth and Family Services, as well as D&I coordinators still, okay. And she has a background in youth services, program management, and community outreach. And she's been serving as the Assistant Director at the Oak Park Township since June 2023. She has created and developed custom group curriculums for minority girls with a focus on self-esteem, self-advocacy, and communication skills. She also oversees the Youth and Family Services community outreach programs, including the school supply drive, the hygiene closet, and I'm sure a number of other things. And before her current role, Dominique was the program manager for Girls on the Rise. Are you still there? Huh? Yeah, still the program manager of Girls on the Rise. And Dominique has actively contributed to the community and a number of initiatives that I'm sure I'm missing. So another round of applause for Dominique Hickman. Let's go.
Y'all, I was told to have a speech, so I'm gonna be quick. Good evening, everyone. I am deeply honored and humbled to stand before you today as the recipient of this year's Juneteenth Community Award. To receive this on a day that honors our liberation, resilience, and unbreakable spirit as Black people means more than words can fully express. Girls on the Rise came from an idea. In 2017, I had what they call an aha moment. A thought dropped into my spirit and I refused to let it go. Well, it refused to let me go. What would happen if I created a vessel, a safe space for Black girls to show up as their full, authentic selves? A space where they could not be seen, where they could not only be seen and heard, but taught how to celebrate their magic, protect their joy, and build their self-worth from inside out. I didn't have all the answers. In fact, I didn't have any answers. I just had a feeling, one rooted deep into my own story. I knew what I needed as a dark-skinned Black girl growing up on the west side of Chicago. I knew what it meant to be bused up north into a school system where I was like maybe 3 or 4 in a classroom that looked like me. I knew what it felt like to have a 3.0 GPA and a cute smile. Y'all see it? But still quietly battling thoughts that told me I wasn't enough, that I wasn't beautiful, and that I didn't belong. No one ever asked me about those thoughts because I didn't act out. Because I got good grades, I was polite, but in the meanwhile, I was still hurting. So in 2017, I came into Oak Park working as a youth interventionist. Working with our youth brought those memories up and I used it as fuel. And when the opportunity came to pour into our girls, I showed up 10 toes down. I still own business and I haven't stopped. 8 years later, Girls on the Rise have touched the lives of over 530 girls. 530 girls who are walking taller, speaking louder, healing sooner, and loving themselves deeply. Y'all, it's so beautiful because I see a lot of them in this room, in this space right now. Girls who are building sisterhood and confidence, not just for today, but generations to come. This award may have my name on it, but it belongs to every young girl who have felt unseen, unheard, or underestimated. It belongs to the ancestors who kept whispered, keep going when I felt unsure. It belongs to this community that embraced me even when I was the new girl in town. On this Juneteenth, as we remember the power of freedom, let us remember the power of purpose. My purpose is rooted in our girls, and I promise as long as I have breath, I will keep creating spaces where they can be seen. Thank you for this honor. Thank you for believing in the vision. And thank you to every girl who reminded me that healing is possible and the magic is real. We rise together always.
Black excellence.
Sorry, this is called a church finger in the black community when you just want to tip in on the situation.
No, it's tipping out.
No, tipping in and out. These are for you. They were all picked individually by different members of the township bag committee. So it's important to give flowers to a flower on a day when she is a brilliant flower and a bright and shining woman who deserves the flowers. So these are for you on behalf of the bag committee, as I said, and they were individually chosen. And we just put them together and just, here you are. And Maya chose this really beautiful ribbon for you to keep forever.
Thank you, Maya.
Thank you.
All right. So the next honoree is Dr. Carl Spite. He's a humble intellect. I'm going to read all of his because Dr. Carl Spite is a humble intellectual giant in our community. He's a year or so from retiring from teaching mathematics, computer science, and robotics at Providence St. Mel High School in Chicago's West Garfield Park. His academic and scientific achievements are too numerous to list here. Please Google his name for more in-depth accomplishments. But here's a few. Bachelor's of Engineering from Purdue University, Master's and PhD in Plasma Physics from Princeton University. He became involved in Black consciousness movement around that time, 1971. Some of his teaching experiences include faculty at Southern University, physics professor and department chair at Morehouse University. In 1977, he served as visiting professor at MIT, and he was recruited in 1989 to assist in consolidating Atlanta University into Clark Atlanta University. In 1989, he was the Dean of Arts and Sciences and Assistant to the President at Clark Atlanta University. His work experiences include the Information and Technology Officer for the City Colleges of Chicago, and he also assisted in developing academic programs at Chicago State University, Olive Harvey, and Providence St. Mel. Without further ado, I would love to bring up Dr. Carl Spite.
The good news for all of you is that I was not told that I should have a prepared speech. So I'll improvise briefly. First of all, to Wanta Griffin, tell the truth, Wanta. Tell the truth. We learn from it. We're enriched by it. As you can probably tell from that embarrassingly long list of attempts at contribution, that I've had many chapters in my life, many of them before coming to Oak Park. After coming to Oak Park, I had, a few decades ago, an occasion to focus with great intensity on the fact that there are two high schools at Oak Park River Forest High School. There is a learning community performance gap, and has been for a very long time. I spent a lot of time trying to attack that. Some success. In the recent period, I've joined with my brethren, George Bailey, who could well be here, in replacing me for this award, Wiley Samuels, Lee Pulliam, John Mays, the late Joe Clay. In the recent period, we have been trying to show what it means to keep eyes sharply in focus on reparative justice. We know we've been free, supposedly free, since Juneteenth, but we have our eyes and have had our eyes firmly on the fact that there is a long arc of justice, reparative justice, repair of injury justice. I've had many chapters in my life. I'm hoping to have enough energy and time on my last chapter to see justice brought to Oak Park in the form of a brilliant streetscape in dedication to Percy Julian, a restoration of a homestead where Faith Julian can live with grace, and where we can find a learning center constructed out of the history given to Oak Park by the perseverance of Percy Julian. That's my goal, to stay alive long enough and to make contributions if I can through my role and participation with Amen's group in particular. Anyway, thank you. Thank all of you for this honor.
Yemi, where you at? Yemi, you still here? Yemi, Yemi, Yemi. Let's go. Like mother, like daughter. I'll let you do your own intro, girl.
Okay. Well, hi, hello. My name is Yemi Griffin, and I am the daughter of Wanta Griffin. I came here to talk about, to give a reflection basically on this whole program. I've been doing this program for a lot. I've been in it for a while. I started off doing Kumba Kids in here. I don't know, I've really just been down the train for this. Having Wanta Griffin as your mom, you don't really get to rest. So you really have to be in all the things and everything. So that's what I've really been doing my entire life. So I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna keep it real honest with y'all right now. I came up here, I just learned that I was speaking today. So I don't know what I'm gonna say, but I'm gonna say it. Okay, so throughout this whole program, I've learned a lot about my past and my history and where I came from. And that really helped me grow as a person, because knowing your past is knowing who you are. So yeah. Why is it important to celebrate Juneteenth? Oh, okay, yeah. So it's really important to celebrate Juneteenth, to know your past and your history and your culture and all of that, and to know where you came from. And it should keep getting celebrated, because throughout everything that's going on right now, yes, I do know about what's happening right now, and I know about how they're trying to erase our past and make it seem like so it didn't happen. So right now we need to really talk about our past and Juneteenth and slavery and all of that stuff, and we need to make it really, really, really important for younger kids, really, really important for younger kids to know about Juneteenth and slavery and all of that so that they know about their past, especially younger black children, because it's very important for black children and black adults, because some of black adults don't know their past either. So it's important for everybody to know where they came from and all of that stuff. Now, everybody in this program that I've seen so far has done amazing, and I did not know that they were going to bring me up there to dance. But I've also been doing that since I was really little as well. And I love to dance so much, and I love to speak to people. It's always been something I've really loved to do. Yeah, I'm not an extrovert at all. I mean, an introvert at all. I love speaking to people, and I'm very loud. I've been born and raised in this community, and it's been a blast. Yeah, I really don't know what to say, but thank you so much for coming out here and doing all of this for us. And you guys should come to more events because Juneteenth is such an important holiday and it really should be celebrated. And I did the oratorical essay contest last year. I did do that. And it was really fun, and that also helped me dive deeper into my past and my history. But thank you guys so much for letting me come up here and ramble to you guys for a little bit of seconds. Thank you.
How's everybody doing tonight? Good, good. It's an honor to be here. I'm always just blessed to be in community with my community. It's something that gives me joy every time. Oh, yes, thank you. There we go. It's something that gives me joy every single day, getting to know that I get to represent the community that I grew up in. But you know, it's almost unimaginable to think about how we got to this point today. You talk about how slavery happened, how we became individuals here in America, and how we were able to, through perseverance, become the people that we are today. Still dealing with the battle, and that's what I want everybody to always remember. That battle's not over. That struggle that our ancestors knew, it still goes on to this day. You have to every day get ready, prepare yourself, use the knowledge that you have to arm yourself in here so that you can do the things out there that our ancestors fought for. It's something that I think about all the time. Today is my dad's birthday. He turned 80 today. Thank you. He always said just how much of a struggle life could be if you allow it to keep you struggling. So he always said, prepare yourself, always know who your friends and who your family are, and make sure that you keep your goals right in your front view. So I always lead with that. I've got this poem that I found, and it just felt right for today. And I could get very long-winded if you let me, so I'm gonna go right to this. It's called We Rose by Christina K. From Africa's heart, we rose, already a people, our faces ebony, our bodies lean, we rose. Skills of art, life, beauty, and family, crushed by forces we knew nothing of, we rose. Survive, we must, we did, we rose. We rose to be you, we rose to be me, above everything expected, we rose. To become the knowledge we never knew, we rose. Dream, we did. Act, we must. So thank you all so much for being here today, for coming together in unity to remember this day when we finally realized that all men were going to be free. So I hope that you all are thankful for all of the volunteers that put in their time and their effort to this. It is a true testament. Every year, getting the opportunity to see the work that Wanta puts into her community has been a blessing. I don't think any other community gets an opportunity to actually see it in action as it's happening, and this has been in real time for years. This is all hard work that she has lived through her experiences since moving to Oak Park with her family and making sure that traditions maintain in each and every one of us. And it's something that you should never take for granted. You can go to thousands of communities across the US and you will not see a more passionate person putting in her heart into her community and making sure her community has a heart and passion for this work, because it means something truly. It's super special. I can't thank her enough. I can't thank the volunteers enough, and the kids. That was me when I was in junior high. We had an oratory contest for Martin Luther King Day, and that's when I knew I had to do more with myself. And so seeing these kids do it, that was like when I got up, I saw them speak and I had to put my head up, and seeing them come up here with all the confidence in the world and speaking their words so passionately, I'll never forget that. So to you all, great job.
All right, y'all. We're dimming out here. We're dimming out. It's thinning out. I just want to thank everyone from the bottom of my heart on behalf of the Village of Oak Park, on behalf of the Planning Committee, and on behalf of all the volunteers and community members of this amazing city that we call Oak Park. Thank you. Thank you for coming together. Thank you for understanding that there are things at play that may be out of our control, but there is a lot that is within our control. To come together, to bond together, to do what's right, right? Not right now, but to do what's right. So keep fighting the good fight. I hope to see all of you all this Saturday, Village Lawn, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. As Miss Belinda mentioned, we do still need more male volunteers. So if you can come and help with setup, if you can do breakdown, check out the Village's website, sign up, come and connect with any of us to sign up. And if you want to do even more action beyond throughout the year, we are building a coalition, a Walk the Walk Reparations Coalition focused on racial equity across the Greater West Side. So come and talk with me about that. You can also follow our Facebook page at Walk the Walk. It's been an honor and a privilege. I love you all, and I hope that everyone has a good night. Love.